Hey guys, what is up? It's Kevin here with MixCoach, and it's going to be telling you a little bit about a song that we're going to be mixing on MixCoach Member today. Tell you a little backstory about it, and just happy to be able to hang out with you guys. Okay, so who all is here? I know I've seen a few. I've seen Tony Stevens here, Tater T. Tater T. I'm trying to remember who Tater T is. Nathan McFarland's here. Hey, the man. Let's do this. Let's do this. Good to see you, Nathan. And James Helliker's here. What about that, man? I got all my buds here. Okay, gotta tell me who Tater T is. Okay, killing me. Okay, so let's see. Man, it's so good to see you guys saying hello to each other in the comment section. Seriously, it makes me want to do this live. Like with you guys in the room, just to hang out. We all need bros, don't we? Anyway, okay, let's see. So I want to ask you guys to do me a quick favor. If you're a member or if you're not a member of MixCoach Member, if you're just a casual subscriber to the channel, or if you're not a subscriber, if you happened upon this accidentally, but you've seen a couple of videos, I'd like to ask you to do me a favor. I'm trying to figure out, what I need to create more of, what I need to create like maybe not as much of. There's a quick little survey. I think it's like 6 or 7 really easy questions. Most of them are just like filling like a selection box, but it's at mixcoach.com/survey. And what I want to do is just simple questions like, what do you want to see more of? What's your favorite thing that we do here? I can't remember the exact questions because it's been like an hour ago since I did it. So I don't remember what the questions are anymore, but I know that they're important in me being able to pivot and being able to create content that you actually want instead of stuff that you may have. This is your time to say, hey, I'd like to see you do an interview with so-and-so, or I don't even like interviews. I mean, you could say that too. But let me know if you don't mind. That would really mean a lot to me. I'm going to paste a link right now in the comments here, so you can just click it. MixCoach /survey. All right, there it is in the comment section. And I'm going to read a little bit more comments here before we Nico's here. Bob Strockman. Hey, man. I don't think I've seen you here before. Welcome. From Scotland, even. Rod Sharma. Yeah, man, I remember you. Let's see. Okay, how do you create depth in your drums? I will. Let me jump on that. I'll answer that question. That's another thing. Like in the survey that's down here. Like I didn't even think about doing Q&A. That's not even in there. Put that in the. If you want to hear more of that sort of stuff and like my take on whatever, let me know on that survey. It would really mean a lot to me. I'm going to read it today, and who knows what you requested may be there next week. What's up, Blake Bennett? Lars from Sweden. I think, right? Maybe not. Tell me, Lars. I can't remember. I know it's in Europe, but I can't remember exactly when. Okay, so Rod, I think I'll go ahead and take a shot at this. Okay, creating depth in your drums. Okay, so what do you exactly in the comment? What do you exactly mean by depth in your drums? Are you talking about? Are your drums just kind of thin and kind of laying there? There's several things that you can do. Let me start with this one. Phase. If you've never messed around with phase, well, no. Let me start here first. Unless you're talking about a drum machine, if you're talking about a live drummer, those drummers and their drums and that room that you mic it in make a huge difference in the depth of your drums. Now, we've got a lot of technology here, and we can add a lot of stuff to it. We can trigger, resample, we can tighten up and do everything. But if you want drums to sound good just right out of the box, inside that box needs to be a really good drummer and his really good drums. And then your part comes in where, you mic it up. And honestly, if you just go with a standard set of mics that most everybody uses on drums, SM57 on the SM57 on the snare. I've even used 57s on the toms. 421s on the toms, even a 57 on the hi-hat, maybe a 421, RE20, D112 or something like that in the kick, a D6 from Audix. Those are good. There's the standard drums are not going, the standard mics for drums are not going to sound bad. And then the mic pre's, I mean, if it's a modern day mic pre, it's not going to sound bad either. A lot of it comes with the drummer. So I would take, hands down, a good drummer on bad drums than I would take a bad drummer on good drums, because the good drummer is going to know. So there comes some experience. And I know I'm taking a rabbit trail, but I promise I'm coming back, Robin. A good drummer is going to know how to hit bad drums to make them sound the best they possibly can, guaranteed. But that's not what you asked. You probably got recorded drums already. First thing you do, let's look at the phase. I'll look at your follow-up question here in just a second. Let's look at the phase of your drums. If you were to zoom into, let's say, the overheads and the snare drum, how far apart are they? And look at which direction the waveform is going on the overheads versus which direction the waveform is going on the snare mic itself. Not just where it starts, because it may start in a different place. Look at where the overhead, because it's going to be a little later because the snare mic is way closer, right? So look at where, if the waveform is consistently going down while the overhead is going up, you're going to get thin drums. Mess around with either time aligning those things to where they line up a little bit more, and or phase the polarity of those individual channels. Works on kick, the kick in and out. You need to make sure that's right. You need to make sure that those kick mics are in phase with the overheads, and also the snare drum, the toms, and all that kind of stuff. So phase is a big thing. You know, the drummer, the drums, the room, the recording of it. The phase is very important. So we're going to go there. EQ. I mean, we could have a whole, this could be a whole live thing just on EQ. But typically I'll tell you where you should boost and cut. Typically on kick drum, usually I want to bump it anywhere from 30. Yes, I learned that from Kevin McManus. It just adds this big puffiness way down at 30. You can do that with a Pultec by boosting and cutting simultaneously at 20 and 30 hertz, I think. That adds this girth to the kick drum. This is unbelievable. Use your ears, but a lot of times you'll want to carve out a big scoop in the kick drum around anywhere from 250 up to around 400. Just kind of dip it out, and you'll see that you're kind of creating a smiley face EQ when you take that big dip out of the bottom, right? So there's two ways to create a smiley face EQ. You can boost the lows and the highs, or you can carve out a big bowl in the middle there, and then you still got more lows and highs than mids. So that snare drum, a little girth around 100 to 120 hertz, 6K on a snare drum, sounds boosted, sounds really good. And if you want kind of a rock and roll sort of thing, cut out a little 1K in the snare drum. Toms, again, cut out around 400 on the toms. You'll have to find that place, and then you need to find the fundamental frequency of the tom. So if the tom is doom, you need to find that doom, that note. You can find it on a tuner, or you can boost the frequency and find where that is and boost that just a little bit, because that's going to give you a lot more at fundamental frequency. Overheads, I don't do a ton of overheads unless something sounds bad in the overheads. Then of course you can trigger the drums if you want to add stuff. I know this is like a major lesson here on EQs and stuff. Let me see your sometimes you listen to the drums of the kit is somewhat upfront and very upfront, and sometimes it is not very upfront. If it is in, it is like that it is in the background, and that's what I mean. Okay, here's a little trick for that. First of all, background, too much verb, too much room could be it. The phase might definitely be an issue there. And also, here's one little trick. You know how you set up a reverb for snare and toms and stuff like that? And usually have a reverb going. Replace that reverb duplicate that track, replace that reverb with like an 1176 that's compressing about 6 dB, very fast attack, very kind of fast attack, very fast release, and see if your drums don't come forward a little bit, okay? Okay, so hopefully that helped. Let me know, Rada, if I answered your question, okay? Nathan said, I just got a Roland VAD 503 kit to record with the TD27 module, or with Superior Drummer. I can literally get any drum sound I want. Man, TD27. I think that's the brain, right? The Roland is the mesh heads, feels like a drum. Man, I've got a hey, call me this afternoon. Let's set up a lunch because I want to come see your studio. That sounds really cool, man. And I would like to know how much latency on that Superior Drummer thing. I love Superior Drummer, by the way. Okay. Hey, let's jump over here real quick to don't forget this survey. If you haven't done it already, please do it. Okay. So today is the first Tuesday of the month, and this is the Tuesday in which we usually release new music on MixCoach Member. And I thought this might be a cool chance to tell you a little bit about what we're mixing today. It's a song from Holly Winter, called Broke Not Broken, that she wrote. Now, I had the extreme honor of knowing Holly when she was super young. She's still super young. She's got too much talent for her age is what it is. But anyway, I met Holly when she was 13 or 14. She went to my church. Her mom brought her to me. And one of the first things I wanted to kind of help develop in her is her songwriting skills, because she's super creative. And I told her that songwriters get the best opportunities. You get the opportunity to produce your own music first. So I wrote her first song with her, and it was pretty good. And then if you remember, for some of you guys that went to the MixCoach Experience weekend back in 2016 or 2017, I think it was 2016, we recorded a song that Holly and I wrote together just before I left for California. That was pretty cool. That was a pretty cool song too. And now Holly called me, and she wanted to do an EP, and she booked a studio called Welcome to 1979. Yes, that is the name of the studio. If you go to welcome-to1979.com, it is such a vibey studio. I got to work with some really cool people. Jeremy Bernstein was my assistant. He was incredible. And we found out that Jeremy Bernstein was a heck of a guitar player too. He played guitar on the song that I'm going to play for you here in just a second. You'll catch a glimpse of him. I think he's wearing a mask in one of the things, but I think he's from Boston. And anyway, he was a killer assistant, and he's also a killer guitar player. You love it when, because I was supposed to play guitar on it, and I'm really glad that we found Jeremy was a guitar player that he was, because man. Anyway, so let's see. Let me check a couple comments, and then I'm going to show you a little bit of the video. I don't want to show the whole video because I did this video. I brought my camera, this camera here, to the studio, and when Jeremy was doing some of his stuff, I would walk around with the camera, grab some. I would grab some shots, and then I edited some video together, and I'm gonna let you see that in just a little bit. But I gave the video to her and let her see it. So I don't think the quality of this stream, the video on the stream, is going to be enough to hurt whatever she does there. But I hope she puts it out. She hasn't yet. She's released the song, but she hasn't released the video yet. So I'll get your feedback on that a little bit. One more thing before we go to just button up with Rada here. You have taught me Mom's story about mixing melodious instruments. Do you have anything like that for the drums as well as theory that works every time? Let me think about that. I don't have a drum theory, but the mixing for the moms thing definitely will work. If what you mix last, you mix loudest. So what you may want to do is mix the song. Get your drums in place, but then mute the drums and mute the rest of, and then mix the rest of the song. Then you add the drums back, and then push the drums up until they're not in the background anymore. They're kind of tricking your brain into making sure that your drums are loud enough. So try that out, Rada. That may work for you. Okay. Hey guys. Okay. So this is Holly's thing. I may be in the bottom for commentary or something like that, but I may let you watch a little bit here. So. Jeremy there. Can you hear me? I need somebody now. Sorry, my mic was muted. I was just going to stop it really quick for a second here because look at all those tapes back there, man. A bunch of records, a bunch of 2-inch tape. And I got to looking at some of those tapes, and some of those tapes were records that I actually had worked on in the past. He bought a lot of those tapes from Hilltop, which when I first started working at Hilltop in Nashville, we were almost all 2-inch tape. And then it was before Pro Tools, and then also worked at this place called Oak Valley Studios, Kevin McManus, and there was a bunch of Oak Valley Studios stuff there, and a bunch of Hilltop stuff. But anyway, so that's Jeremy was playing the guitar there. I may stop here and there. That's Nick. Chris Crunk came by and did some keys. I don't know if we can hear him that much on this, but the other two songs that we did, there's old vintage keys all over the place. I keep showing the other bass player. I can't remember his name, but that's actually me playing bass on that. I just didn't have any. I couldn't run the camera on myself shooting my playing bass myself. Anyway, this is so much fun, man. Oh, that was Chris Crunk. So he brought an intern with him, and this studio had a little slide that went down to the bottom floor. So in this part of the song, I'm going to falling all the way down. I'm going to put Chris Crunk going at the bottom of the slide there. Well, I guess I'm hoping that I'm broke, not broken. Now with both arms. Old MCI. I think, yeah, MCI JH something. Anyway, it sounded good. We ran everything through that board. One of those things. You know, last week I mentioned this SSL room that I worked in last week, that we didn't run anything through the SSL. This is when the old school boards and everything went through this. Oh, I was going to tell you too. This board, this had a lot of history here. Okay, so this is the board that was at Porter Wagner's old studio called Fireside that used to be off of 19th Avenue on Music Row. When I remember peering over that board at that studio and admiring this guy that was behind the console. I can't remember his name. I'll have to ask about that too. Anyway, I remember that was the moment when I was 14 years old thinking, I have got to do this. I have got to learn what he's doing there. It was this board, this exact board. That was the board that came out of Porter Wagner's studio. So many memories. Getting warm and fuzzy. I like this part. Editing videos fun. Anyway, so that's the song we're mixing this month. For when I have a little bit more time, I'm going to go in like in the very beginning. You'll notice this right here. Like there's a little backwards verb thing right here that happens. Hang on. That right there. I'm going to show you how I did that. Some of you already knows how we did that. There's a couple of throw tracks that I put on mine. I'm not sure they're on yours though, but I'm going to show you how to recreate them. The throw is like a delay throw, which means that instead of automating the send to a delay, instead you just create a track that's like anything that gets on this track is going to have a delay on it. And then you just cut a part of that track out, put it down there. And that way you have control over how loud it gets to the delay. Well, you do in automation too, but you could, I don't know, you could fade it in and out. It's a lot more accurate and a lot more replicatable. Like if you want to do tracks to sing with, and you don't have to, I don't know. I mean, I like it. So anyway, Rob, let me take this down here. Rob says amazing connection to that MCA. Yeah, I know. I got a chill when I realized that Welcome to 1979, which you know what? When would that have been? When I was 14, when I was 14 in about 82, I think. Maybe 81. I think I'm not bad at math. 1979. I was 11 in 1979. When I was 11, that's when I did my first recording, and on 2 cassette players, and bounced them back and forth. Not a 4-track, 2-track cassette recorders, and that's when I decided. And I took this tape to my mom, and I said, "This is what I want to do. I would love to do this." So yeah. That board. There's a lot of ties there. I need to work there more often. Probably. You seem to be a veteran, and I think there's you talk about. Oh man, what an honor to say that. I'm glad you're here, and anything that I know, I want to gladly share. Thank you. Oh, Martin. Hey man, great recording and mix. Beautiful vocal track. Yeah, she is a great singer. That's her singing all the background vocals. There's a bunch of, and Martin, you'll see it when you get logged in. There's a lot of stacked gang vocals. Oh man, thank you, Nathan. I appreciate it, man. I really do. I'm honored. So there's a lot of gang vocal tracks that she did, and I was going to walk through what I did in Pro Tools, and I'm kind of messing around with Reaper a little bit lately. And I may try to replicate this mix in Reaper, but maybe it may not happen this month, but I will definitely try to do it. But anyway, so yeah, that's the song. That's the song we're mixing this month. If you're not a member of MixCoach, if you are a member of MixCoach, just log in. It's under the This Month tab. We still have the other song there. I want to leave that until I listen to some of the mixes that you guys submitted. And I'm going to shoot a video listening to the mixes, kind of. Is it a reaction video? That's what they call them now, but it's not really a reaction. It's a feedback video. Hmm. So I'm gonna leave that up until I get that done. But yeah, if you're a member, just log in. If you're not a member, today is the last day to have a free trial for 30 days. You can just enjoy MixCoach member for free. I'll even send you an email to remind you when your 30 days is about to expire. And that way you can decide if you want to be a part of some of these cool dudes that are in the chat, or some of these guys are on the website all the time. Really good. Too many to call out because some of them are going by code names like Tater T. I don't know if he's a member or not. Anyway, let's see. Just a couple more things. Oh, I wanted to tell you about a band that I have been like almost smitten with lately. So I was in Casper, Wyoming back in September, October, I think. I was teaching a class there. I was teaching several classes there at Casper College. And we went to a high school, and this high school, really cool high school. I wish our high school would have been this forward thinking, but the instructor there recorded a record with his band. So every day they would get together, they would rehearse parts, they would go to a studio, they would record horn parts, bass, drums, piano, and they covered this song by this band named Lawrence that I had never heard of them. And I went to the high school that day and was talking to him. And I always like to know about new music. You know, when cool music, shoot, I want to know about it. And I went and checked him out. And man, I kind of went into this really deep dive. Lawrence, check them out on YouTube. It's a brother and sister. And a fun fact here, the brother, I mean, they're maybe 20 in their maybe they're early to mid 20s. But when the boy, what is his name? Her name is Gracie. Anyway, when he was like 4 or 5 years old, he wrote some of the music soundtrack to the movie Miss Congeniality. His dad is a like a movie director, and somehow his dad was kind of struggling with the theme song for this fake beauty pageant that's in this movie, and this kid Lawrence wrote it and performed it, I guess. But anyway, I'm impressed. Sounds kind of like Holly, getting started at such a young age. So I think they're unstoppable. I've already heard one song that had a commercial placement that they did. So I'm really excited about hearing what these guys do. But Lawrence, check them out. You'll like them. Let's see. One last thing before I go. Oh, by the way, you guys have some questions or anything or any comments? I would love to answer a couple more questions if you have any. And then I'm going to grab coffee with a friend of mine here in Murfreesboro. Nathan, if you're close, you ought to come crash. Tony's already on it, man. No, there is no snare track. There's no snare track. It's all toms and kick. Yeah, I was looking for that tom track too, and I was like, wait a minute, there's not a tom here. It's all and there's no snare. It's all tom. So yeah, and then there's also a kick. If you listen to the kick that we recorded, it's pretty good. But she kept Holly's an old soul. She's in her mid-20s also, and she likes Zeppelin. She liked the Zeppelin kick, and I happened to notice that my slate drummer, my slate trigger, had a kick that was said Zepp kick. So the trigger kick that you guys are going to hear on this thing is that, and I think Holly liked it. She didn't. I was just kind of trying to go as far down that area, and my mix of it is a little bit. It's been through several iterations, but Holly kept wanting to take Barry vocals, Barry drums, bring drums down, something like that. So it's definitely got her fingerprint all over it. My mix does anyway. So by the way, the mix is it's not in the song, it's in the download. So you can import it when you get ready instead of it being there from the very beginning. Like, hey, mix it like me. Don't do that. I want to hear your mix on it. Okay. Yeah, no snare, but that's cool. Yeah, it's a different song, man. Checking out Lawrence. Yeah, you'll like them. I'd like to know maybe when you come back next week what you like. Um, okay, I don't know um, how to pronounce your name or what you said there, but I'm glad. It looks like you're from Russia, Ukraine, maybe, or something like that. I'm glad to have you. I'm really, really glad to have you here. Um, Maybe we can break the communication barrier a little bit. Hey guys, if you don't have any questions or anything that I can answer or help you with, I will go ahead and wrap it up. My computer's fan is running like crazy. I'm running everything off this laptop here, and it is a champ. But man, when you've got a bunch of stuff plugged into it, like cameras and extra screens and stuff like that, man, the fan gets a workout, right? Anyway, hey, I'll leave you with this. This is the last day for the free trial. If you guys want to check out MixCoach member, we'd love to have you over there, mixcoach.com/free-trial. And it is right there. And also, one other thing, please don't forget, I would love to see your insight or input into what we're doing here on the MixCoach YouTube channel, on the Facebook Live, and also MixCoach member. I want to continue to create things that are useful and helpful to you. And I know there's a lot of people that are offering things like this, and I want to be able to help you specifically with what you need. So jump in there and let me know what I can do to help. Okay. Rob says, thanks, Kevin. And Steve Klein says, looking forward to mixing. Thanks, Kevin. I'm looking forward to hearing your guys mix too. So, hey, that's it for now. I will let you guys go. It's been an honor and a pleasure. And I hope that maybe I've said something that would encourage you or give you some tips. And for you members, I will see you very soon. Okay. All right. Bye, guys.